So 16 and 5 work. Here's the box. What goes in the top left-hand corner? 10p squared, right? What goes bottom right-hand corner? What goes down here? 8. You have to set this up right in order for it to work. First term goes here, last term goes here. Then 16 and 5 go in the remaining two blanks with a P. Order doesn't matter. Now, if you look at it, which one do you think you would put where?
16 bottom.
Okay, to kind of match it up with the 8, right? Even though it doesn't really matter, that's kind of a good thing to do. 16p down here, so that means 5p up here. Okay? Does everybody kind of see how that stuff goes back in the box? 4 things back in the box. 2 of them you get from the problem, 2 of them you get from the numbers that work. Now, your answer is going to be on the outside of the box. It's going to be out here. It doesn't really matter what order you do it in. I mean, you can do the rows first if you want to, and then the column. It doesn't matter. I'm going to start with these two. So 10p squared and 5p. What's the GCF of those two? 5p. Right? The biggest number that goes into 10 and 5 is 5, and they also have a p in common. So I'm going to write that out here. We'll go ahead and move down to this one, 16p and 8. What's the GCF of those two? 8. Right? 8. Okay? And of course that's a positive 8, so that's a plus sign in place. Not always going to be a positive, but it is for now. Now, so we move to the columns now. What do these two have in common? 10p squared and 16p. 2p. 4 doesn't go in 2p. And then what do these last two have in common? A 1, right? Not nothing, but a 1. So there's your answer, 5p plus 8. Doesn't matter what order you write the answer in either. You could write, this one first and then that one, or vice versa. It's the same thing. So 5p plus 8, 2p plus 1. For the record, what would happen if I pulled this or did box? You would get the problem, right? If you did it right. Now, we're going to do that? No, probably not, but any questions? The big thing I want to make sure you can get, you understand where these 4 things in that box come from. Not wrong.
No, we got 10 away from 21 and 10 away from 80 or something. It's like number 10 on the warm.
What about?
Ain't that just like this?
It's easier. Because you factor out, because on number 10 on the warm-up, they all 3 had something in common that we factored out, and then when we did that, you were left with a 1 in front of that number there, right? So you didn't have to do the box. Okay?
So this is just like, if you don't have nothing in common?
This is if they don't have anything in common, and this number right here is some number other than 1. If it's 1, we just do that part right there, and then we write the answer down like we've been doing, right? But if it's a number other than 1, we have to use that box. Okay? Okay. All right, let's look at this one. I'm going to just cheat and give you the answer to these next 2 or 3 at some point because they're kind of bigger than I would like for them to be. All right, so we got negative 38 here. We got, what's 8 times 35? 280. This one is doable. It really is. The next couple, maybe not so much. So let me give you just a couple seconds to figure out something that will multiply to give me 280 that also adds up to negative 38. There's really only one thing I can think of that multiplies to give me 280. It's like the first thing that comes to my mind other than 280 times 1. Anybody?
20 and 40.
17 times 9.
Anybody?
14 times 20.
That works, but 14 and 20 is not going to give you 38, is it? Now, you can still, I mean, in theory, if I gave you 20 minutes, everybody could sit here and hack away until they got the right answer. I was wondering if anybody kind of saw it.
Yes.
First thing I think of when I think of 280, I think of 28 times 10.
Wow.
Okay? Right? 28 and 10, of course, that doesn't give me negative 38, but I can make them both negative, right? Negative 28, negative 10, that still gives me positive 280, and it adds up to negative 38, okay? These numbers are gonna be bigger, but I'm gonna try to keep them reasonable when you're having to do them. All right, so here's our box. What goes top left-hand corner? 8R squared. Bottom right-hand corner? 35. All right, what goes here and here? The negative, careful, negative 28 R, negative 10 R. Does it matter where we put them? No, not really. Which one do you want to put here? Okay. First thing I heard was 10. So negative 10 R, negative 28 R. Okay. What's the biggest thing that goes into, let's go this way, what's the biggest thing that goes into those two? 2R, okay, good. What is the biggest thing that goes into these two? I don't know, let's see if it's honest. What? Come on, football players, 28 and 35?
I know, I'll do this.
How about 7? Didn't
Hold on.
4 touchdowns give you 28 and 5 touchdowns give you 35? Okay.
Hold on.
So, now, here's what we need to do though. That's what I'm kind of looking at here. Listen to this, this is important. Now, I'm looking at this row right here. If the first number is negative, then we need to take out a negative. So instead of just taking out a 7, we need to take out a negative 7. If that first number you're looking at is a negative, so that's a negative 7. Okay? Same thing with columns here in a second. If I'm looking at this column, the first number is positive, so I'm going to take out a positive number. All right, what about these two? What's the biggest thing that goes into those two? Okay, 4R, positive 4R. But now when I switch to this one, look, first number's negative, right? So we're going to take out a negative something, negative what? Negative 5, very good. So there's our answer, 2R minus 7. 2R minus 7 and 4R minus 5. Again, the order of those two doesn't matter. You could do 4R minus 5, 2R minus 7. It's the same thing, okay? Do you have any questions on the process? I mean, the numbers are getting ready to get kind of ridiculous. I'm just going to tell you the numbers that work, and then I'm going to let you try. Okay? Everybody got that? All right. Here's the next one. Let's start it out together. Do the umbrella. Well, the first thing we should do is what? See if they got anything in common, right? Do they? No. And don't get so much in a habit. I mean, we know on this PowerPoint the answer is going to be no, but don't get in such a habit of saying no, because if they do have something, it's going to be helpful. So make the numbers smaller, but they don't. So negative 9. What's 9 times negative 28?
Negative 252.
Negative 252. All right, and given the appropriate amount of time, I think you could find it. I wrote the answer down earlier this morning because I was looking at it.
Yeah, sure.
What?
How'd you get 252?
9, the umbrella part, top of the umbrella, 9 times negative 28.
We could do that on the other one, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've been doing that since forever. All right, try this. Try.
Is it 9?
I don't remember that.
Now I can't remember which one it was that worked. Try 42 and 6. I didn't write them down in any particular order.
Yeah.
Okay. 42 times 6 give you 252. Okay. Now it's not going to be. That's not right. Well, let's hack away together. I've lost which one's the right one.
I gave him
I had it.
a couple days.
If anybody finds it before me, you get $1.
Really?
Where you drop by?
All right, you got to pay attention. 21 and 12?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you know that those two work? When you find that 252 divided by 12 is 21, the way you know those work is you should be able to look at 12 and 21 and see if there's a difference of what? 9, all right? So that's what we're trying to get. Now, which one of them needs to be negative? 21. Okay, now let's see if you can do the box part. Now that I've given you the numbers that work, let's see if you can do the box part.
Yeah.